All right, everyone. I am here today with the Ganja guru, Roger. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Send Us Flowers. I'm your host, Liz. People also like to call me Busy occasionally, and I'm so stoked you're here.
Thank you for having me.
You have such amazing energy.
You too. I think we both smile.
I know. We're just giggly people. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. So we're going to talk about hemp farming. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about, going back and forth from the LA lifestyle back to the farm and kind of, what that's been like for you and, a little bit about what we were talking about off the recording, that sense of home. Mm-hmm. I think that's such a great topic. And then, I do want to talk about what it's like to be Black in cannabis right now and what we need to do. Just so much needs to happen there. They came out with a study recently that showed the breakdown of who owned cannabis businesses. Yep. I mean, those numbers, I'll put a little video or a little image here just in a link.
More than Black. It was crazy.
Oh my God. I think it was less than 10% of businesses.
Yeah.
It was really crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's nuts. And so I want to talk about, you breaking that stigma and what people can do to be more supportive there and what we need to do equity-wise, because a lot of equity programs that are in place right now aren't working. 100%. Or they're not working. And then, I want to talk about what you're smoking, of course.
I brought my bag. It's we're right on time. It's 4:20 right on the dot right now.
Okay, we do have to light up then.
We have to
I'm sorry, everyone. We have to just give us a moment. Pack that very tight.
This is a cute lighter. Can I use it?
Yeah, it's the Drew Martin Gold lighter. I was, they gave me, Drew Martin literally gave me real, flowers.
We love that too.
We do love, regular flowers.
I feel like everybody should buy themselves flowers if nobody gives
At
them
least
flowers.
once a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, go to the farmer's market, pick up some flowers, treat yourself. It'll be fantastic.
Get you some fresh food. Get some eucalyptus for the shower, get a nice smoothie for yourself. I think that's important.
Oh,
self-care is one of the most important things to me because, as we're doing the work, the activism, you got to take care of self.
Oh, my gosh,
that's
absolutely.
Where we go, up. And if you love yourself, loving on yourself, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, middle of the day, you got no choice but to do it with everybody else.
Yes, I love that. Just the spread of positivity. And so, speaking of that, to start every podcast, I always love to send someone flowers. And so, if not to put you on the spot, but I'm wondering who you would like to send some flowers to today.
Ooh, this is good. Send my flowers. This one is a special send my flowers. I'm gonna just send my flowers home. If I can say home.
Yeah.
It's
anyone.
my aunt and my cousin's birthday at home.
Happy birthday.
To my auntie and Destiny. And my mom has to have a surgery next week, so I'm going to go home on Tuesday. So I'll be flying to Alabama.
Oh, and we're wishing her well.
Yeah,
we might have to send her real flowers.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my mom some real flowers.
Yeah.
I'm leaving on Tuesday, so I'm happy actually that you rushed me in because I told you I had to go home, so we made this happen. So.
Oh my gosh, I've been trying to get him on because we started doing these video interviews and stuff, and you've been back and forth in and out of LA, and I was like, I have to catch Roger before he goes. And so I was trying to get him on for next week, and he was like, I'm not going to be here. And I was like, literally, can you come tomorrow?
And I could.
You could.
I was like, anytime. I was like, yes, I love it. Let's go.
No, this is amazing.
This
is amazing. And so, I think that's something I want to start with is you're going back home. Mm-hmm. So you live both in LA and back in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And you live on a farm and you grow hemp.
Yep. Born in Alabama, raised in Tennessee. We were right on the state line. So literally, we would drive across the line to be born. Our home was in Tennessee, but the closest hospital, Alabama, go there, be born. My dad's family's from there. My mom's family's from Tennessee. And my dad is actually born on the farm where he's farmed for all of my life. And he's been doing horses, cows, chickens, pigs, goats. That's how I was raised.
That's so
my
cool.
camo.
Yeah.
But that's been all my life that I knew. But then, of course, coming to LA, being here 12 years, doing the actor, model, host thing, I've done everything in that realm. Like even like most people don't even know in this space. Like I have a craft service business to where like I cater to your favorite.
I didn't know that.
Music videos or events. Like
that's so cool.
Yeah, so that's been a thing.
Okay. When you had that olive, the tapenade. I definitely did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I made this. And of course, on my Ardent. Of course, with the Ardent, I got this olive tapenade that I made. It's infused, so it's got.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to smell that.
Mm-hmm. It's got the infused butter, but also some of the like decarbed flour from free butter. So that's some of the herbs.
Good.
Yeah, and I brought some tempo.
And we've got to have the tempo. Okay, we just found. I didn't find. I shouldn't take any credit for this. You found the most amazing combo of crackers. Just by the way, it's the black pepper tempo and the chili limon. Yeah,
Johnson in the wake. Spicy, but this one is just like
it's
cheesy.
Like you're eating pizza. That's what
pizza.
Like you called it, and I was questioning it.
Like a pizza combo.
It was so good. There was a party in my mouth. It was insane. There's like a little bit of spice. There's a little bit of pepper. It's just such a good time. You want to have more.
More. And tempo is dangerous for me because I'll just I can watch a whole episode, listen to a whole podcast, and just tempo and tapenade, tempo and brie. Like tempo and prosciutto.
All of it.
Like all of that.
All of it.
It's dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
Box after box after box.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And I have a crazy tolerance. So FYI, my tolerance is through the roof. So when I put the flour and the butter, it kind of brought it to a place where it is a mystery dose. Okay. So FYI. I need to get one of those tester of like what is this? How dank is this?
It's so hard to actually know because you have to know the exact percentage of THC. You have to know how many grams, which you can weigh it out, but even tested stuff is I don't know. Is it really? There's so many.
Hard.
It's hard to know.
Hard.
And
this is just some homemade mason jar. I told you I accidentally put olives with seeds. So.
Yeah, that's okay. I wasn't going to tell them. But
it's okay. I'm real. It's okay. I want to be real because if we start, I'm going to do the Heimlich and everything. Yeah. I'm going to go straight. I'm going to save your life. If I put it in jeopardy, I got you.
Probably would be probably get a lot of views.
Certified CPR.
Yeah, Liz's.
People love trauma on the internet.
Yeah, Liz's highest watched podcast is when she almost died. Great, thanks.
On the grated olive seed.
Oh my God. Okay, so back to all of your incredible accomplishments. Thank you. I've got to grab for all my audio listeners. We're grabbing some crackers, so don't mind because you are probably going to hear us chewing. I'm sorry if that's not.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it. Let's make it ASMR.
Ooh.
We'll just because I do, we met on Clubhouse first and foremost. So we got to throw it back. That.
Okay. So this is also the coolest thing. Sorry, I know we're hopping around. I'm just so excited. First off, but we met on Clubhouse, and so many people that I've done this podcast with and talked about this with. This has been something I've been thinking about since Clubhouse and how I can bring a lot of these different people together because there's so many incredible stories, incredible people with different backgrounds and talents and things to be celebrated to. And something on Clubhouse, there were a few different inspirations, but people would always say that they're sending their flowers on Clubhouse. And I just love that so much. And so I wanted to carry that spirit over of community because there was that time, this time last year, literally,
it was a magical time.
Oh my God, that was just a year ago, and that was so cool.
Seems so long ago because we've honestly, a lot of us got together, done things, and just pushed. So it's been pretty cool.
No, it really has been. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
ASMR. We're about to taste Tempo black pepper crackers and a homemade infused olive tapenade infused by Ardent.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Oh, let's go.
Okay.
I got a huge piece of seed first.
This is stupid good.
It's good though, right?
I don't think I have any seeds. I think I avoided them. No, even if I did, that's so perfect. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really good. It's gonna get
okay, now I don't know. Oh my God. That with the chili limon and the butt, all of them together. Like a little sandwich.
dangerous. We're going to do that.
We have to.
Time.
I was like looking around.
I should probably share it because I don't know how potent that is. Maybe even put it in the blender one more time. It would neither would hurt. I think I didn't want to. Oh my god! I didn't want to make it a paste. I wanted to still have some chunks of.
I'm telling you, like that was magical.
Thank you.
That was like anyone who was watching the video just saw my dank face. Like that's when I smell good weed. That's when I hear good music.
Period.
That's when I taste good food. It's just like.
Period.
That like that like kind of like it's almost a stink face, but it's like the like ooh that's so good. Like
I know it. I love it. I keep like I always really like I'm not one of those people that one of the things that I'm showing I don't really use. Like my Ardent has an Ardent station on the kitchen counter. I keep infused butter, infused garlic, infused like oil, like just some decarb flour, some raw flour. Those go in my smoothies.
Dude, yes. I ran my Ardent into the ground. Like that's how much I used it. It wouldn't even. I had to like push the pin because they have this hack. You have to like. Sometimes it gets like a bubble in it because I've read their guide back and forth. Chanel, just if you ever watch this, I need you to know that you're one of my heroes in cannabis, and you are an incredibly talented woman.
You give her flowers too.
I give her
flowers.
Oh my god, I will send. She needs to come on.
Yeah.
Bookmark that mentally.
Yeah. She will.
Yeah.
We had this random moment in Vegas where we were just talking about her.
Yeah.
And here she comes. It was so crazy. Not even at BizCon. It was like someone like my friend Jay said, "Oh, there's Chef Mav. She's the one who made me love my Ardent." And as soon as she said my Ardent, like here comes Chanel.
Oh my god. Like, she's the founder, by the way, of Ardent. If you've never checked it out, it's a decarboxylator and oven. It's like an easy bake oven for weed. For adults.
Products. Yes, it's perfect.
It's
crazy.
I
literally fly back and forth. My mom loves my Ardent. Like, did you bring your Ardent? I need some butter. I need some I infuse my oils, some body butters. I brought
you can
body
do it.
Too.
Oh my god. Yes. Thank you. Oh yeah, and so back to also. So all of these things came from
the farm.
The farm.
Yeah, so this comes from the farm. We grow hemp on the farm. Long term, we want to grow for industrial hemp for purposes of textiles like the clothes and
so
hempcrete.
Cool.
I think those are the biggest initiatives to really push.
Yeah.
As we talk about, Black History Month, that's one of the biggest things that can actually liberate any community that's like in the rural area or impoverished in some way. Like
I did not even think of it that way.
Like to me, that's the cash crop. We look back on hemp's history in America and just like Black people's history with agriculture.
Right.
And it's almost a shoe thought. Like you think about how you get into cannabis, and in those spaces that you're at, you do it right where you can.
Right.
So hemp is a way that you can do it in all 50 states, and you can really fine tune your knowledge with the plant. And like you can grow CBD or hemp with strong cannabinoids, just like you can like some high THC, and it'd be so beneficial in so many ways for things like your body butters, or consuming like just to make edibles or smoking. Like I smoked some amazing.
I love smoking hemp flower.
I love it.
It's
I love it.
So nice. Like
the I don't know if you call it the high, but
it's
the
cerebral.
The feeling is
that's what I would call it.
Yeah, it's like a trance. Like, I like it.
It's very it's just relaxing, and it's not if you just kind of want to. I used to smoke cigarettes actually.
Okay.
And I quit because of CBD.
Oh, dope.
I wanted to quit. My boyfriend doesn't smoke. Like, I just, as in LA, like some people smoke here, but like not really. It's kind of frowned upon, especially if you're like outside like smoking weed, all good. Cigarette smoke,
everywhere.
No way. Yeah. Like people are not really super down all the time, and so I was like, it's time to quit, and I didn't even really know what CBD or like hemp was. Like I kind of just was like, weed is weed. That's like East Coast, like old school. Like you don't grow. You get what you get.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, cool, thanks, bye.
That's where we come from. Like that's exactly where we come from. But now you just got like variety. I love to have my bag. My bag is my favorite thing. Always to packed. Just like. You got some sativa right here. There's super, super fruity lemons.
Love the grab. Love that.
It's so many different varieties of flower.
That?
That's Ball Family Farms. That's the Nino Brown. That's one of my favorites.
Can I smell?
Yeah, of course. Have at it. Got some Biko flower right there.
This is literally the in my. This is the literal version of the in my bag segment.
Yes. Sorry. I won't even go. I'll wait. I won't even break nothing down. But like, that's what we have the ability to do now is just tap into like all this variety as opposed to like what you have is what you have. You got like I got some loud and I got some mids. Like, that's where I come from.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now we can kind of tap into our terpene profiles and the cannabinoids we really need to like consume for the day or for this moment. And I think that's the best part about cannabis, like progression.
Yeah.
Being able to really say, I don't even need THC right now. I really like some CBN, or even down to just stop calling hemp CBD. You all have in this category of our mind that hemp is CBD.
Yeah,
and
but
like CBD is a part of hemp, just like THC. I always have this analogy.
It's the same plant.
Of the plant. Yeah, we don't want to make CBD Beyonce like we have THC. We want Destiny's Child back. We want all of them back.
I love that.
We want to bring them all.
Okay, I love
to the
that. I love
forefront.
that.
That's how I try to explain it to people that don't really understand cannabinoids.
Yeah.
Like, we want all of them because it's not one that benefits us, it's them all.
Yeah.
And being able to say
That
like,
full
okay, we can say
experience.
which one we want for this moment and really fine tune. But if we can really just get an understanding of them all and see how they all work together and give them that opportunity, it's like, so limitless.
And you're so knowledgeable around all of this. If you follow Roger, Ganja Guru on Instagram, you would know that he posts so much informational stuff that is like not just informational, but it's super educational. And you're so relatable and bubbly. Again, like, the vibes, the energy is really just so like you just emit light.
Yeah.
And I love that. But unfortunately, your Instagram page was taken down, which it's not, we talked to Tammy about that. We talked to a ton of people about censorship. We've talked to so many people. I've talked about it for years. Like, so many others have come into this conversation about, how that's enforced, especially on Instagram. And so, what did you do after it came down? How did you cope with that? And what were your steps forward?
It's so funny because, I had a few conversations. I try to be open-minded from all perspectives and just knowing, like, Instagram is someone else's playground, and they can make the rules for that playground. And knowing that it's a privilege to be on Instagram and like wanting to, that kind of mobilized me to want to build community more so than just want to live on Instagram, like, have an active engagement with the people that I do have as followers and that I follow as well.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the biggest way that I did that, and organically, like, that's how I'm kind of getting my presence back on social media.
Yeah.
Got my website together, ganjaguruofficial.com.
Epic. Okay,
I
cool.
want people to be able to come there and, like, find out the things that we're doing, where we're at. Like, because I love, like, we have, like, we're going to BizCon, we're going to Hall of Flowers, we're going to hang out at the park and just smoke, Those are things that, excuse me, I think that are the most fun and the most impactful in being in the cannabis space is like being able to have these just really thought-led moments of just like, we're not just here for a brand, we're here for ourselves and seeing how we can show up and be more impactful with the brands that we work with the things that we tell people about the brands, like even just knowing, like, the content that we shoot, being intentional. I think intention is the best thing that we can do, like, being creators, being consumers, like knowing how to support who we support, who supports us, I think is a big part of, like, just this progression or prohibition of cannabis, if you will.
Right. And that's why it was so cool to be in that moment of Clubhouse last year where a lot of people were able to have this, form and level of community that a lot of us weren't able to consistently have over the last 2 years. And I think that was so cool. It was like kind of like this little glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel of, like, it was a lot of people who were really used to being out and about and putting a foot forward physically and in real life, I guess kind of all of that is real life now with how much it's mixed with digital, but, like, you know what I mean? It was nice. And so the fact that we can do these things in person now is amazing. And so I do want to bring it back to what you said about support. And what you were also saying earlier about how having some kind of movement for people with farms, that is support.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a huge thing to be able to have, legalization or at least decriminalization or something put in place so that people can be able to farm hemp and hopefully, be able to have other cannabinoids there.
Right.
Like that would be huge. And so if you do have any recommendations, is there a way that people can support? Is there like someone to call? Are there other organizations that they can be involved in?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's funny that you said that because most people don't know that I live in Baldwin Hills. I've been in LA for the last 12 years, but I lived in my place in particular for the last 9 years. So it's off of Crenshaw Boulevard.
Yeah.
I did the process, and it actually made me a social equity applicant.
Really?
So I'm able to have my 1 and 2
wow.
tier for social equity.
Okay.
And we know the process of legalization in Los Angeles has been kind of an interesting process, like a process that is, growing and building. And so seeing other people's process, it kind of made me say, well, hey, I was raised on a farm in Alabama, and I can use this time to get other knowledge and educate other people about the process of cannabis and cannabis consumption, and be able to bond with my family. My dad's been a farmer forever, so this is a thing that we can. I love cannabis. My dad loves agriculture. We can merge those two things together.
That's beautiful.
And we can be our own third tier rather than having a predatory investor to be the third tier. So let's grow hemp and then be able to co-op and bring other farmers into that, and then give them a stage in Los Angeles in this social equity program that to me is what social equity is. But then you realize you get in a program where, especially in Alabama, you have just kind of competitive. Well, not competitive, because I think it's a huge sense of community amongst the farmers.
Right.
But the people that are like the lawmakers and the powers that be, they kind of look at it as weed more so than hemp. And that can be super beneficial for the environment, for our economy, and the people there. That's one of the biggest things with our hemp. We've been able to give it to churches and veterans and women
incredible.
with pain. That's the most important thing to be able to do with this. And I don't even have to tell them. They see the plant growing. They see my Arctic come home, or they see me in my mom's kitchen on the double broiler, just infusing with the essential oils and making those things by hand. And they know it's not coming from somewhere that's not trusted. It's coming from hands. And my mom is telling them, Roger's in the kitchen, playing laboratory. They call it I'm just always either making something with that, or making things that can help people, or telling someone, hey, I call it cannabinoid therapy. This is how you can help yourself.
I love that.
By using these things. I always kind of just break it down to that first step of our teachers always taught us about our nervous system, our skeletal system, and they forgot to tell us about our cannabinoid system.
Right.
And we have a system inside that receives the THC, the CBD, the CBN, the CBG, all those other cannabinoids. So it's by no mistake that these things impact our bodies in a way that gives us so many senses of euphoria or relief or happiness or, joy. All these things come for different reasons. It's super intentional. And if we get the chance to progress the knowledge and the research, then we can be really intentional with how we use it on our bodies, and you won't even have people just consuming something that can give them anxiety when they're going into a meeting, or something that will keep them up all night when they need to they need to get rest. You know? So I say that to say it's a lot of different places. You can literally Google. I won't even. Our farm is Culture Valley Farms because it's been a family farm forever, but I wanted this to be something for everybody. So for people to be able to come together, really co-op and make this highway between the South and the city kind of not so big as you think it is. So giving the culture an opportunity to come in and grow and learn agriculture, learn sustainability, how you can make a hempcrete structure. If you got land that you don't know what to do with, here's a little. We're working with Alabama A&M, so they're a historic HBCU in Huntsville.
Got it.
So we're getting different genetics from them, or different.
That's incredible.
We're getting to go to their research facilities, and just being able to have different kind of leverage from within that perspective.
Yeah, that's
at least, like I say, we do have a lot of fights and hurdles, but we're not a super progressive, huge, high dollar farm.
Right.
We're just like, a mom and pop. It came from my dad's dad to my dad,
but
and we grow from there. Those are the roots. That's where it is. So being able to highlight that, like, I think is huge. Seeing my dad, go from, to work every day for himself, like, get up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. Before that, depending on when the sun is coming up, like taking care of the animals, feeding the animals, and like, taking even the community, all his animals contributed to other people. Like his eggs would go to people that would give him their compost to feed the pigs, and it was just such a community. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you learn in this
cyclical.
process. Yeah. And I think we see that just, support how you support.
I do. I love, I love that. Yeah. There's, I think that there's so many, I like grabbed onto so many points there. Like the education component is just so important because there are so many states that have policymakers that really don't get it. They don't understand. It's this reefer madness mindset. It's a lot of just it's a lot of old white dudes who just don't understand. They don't get it. And the thing is, like, it's a different time and a different generation. Yeah, but like, a lot of states have been riddled with like opioid epidemics. Even just with this pandemic and stuff and all of that effect on people, so many are like depressed and turning back to different like, substances and stuff. And if more people had safe and affordable access to cannabis, I truly believe that there would just be less of that. And there are studies that prove that. And so I just, it's something that is so important that you're going, to universities and you're able to have that conversation and you're also able to have that backing because, for a lot of people, it is still the optics. It is still like, gaining that trust by saying, okay, like you don't trust us, but like we're working with a university over here. Like we're speaking with people who, carry weight. And I think that having partnerships in that community is so key. And the fact that you are doing that is so important. That's really important work. And thank you.
No,
like, that's
absolutely.
huge.
That was one of the first things to me because, of course, me being a consumer for so long, I love and adore the movie How High. So that came to mind, of course, and I was thinking about just growing hemp. I was like, I want to have my own genetics. We'll have a lab. We'll have everything. We'll have our processing. And so in the process of learning what was like actual reality and how to build those things that you do say that you want, I was like, I live in L.A. I've been in L.A. for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
This is a process that I will have to go back and forth for because, we were even having this conversation earlier, just like I love the origin of where I'm from. I think over the process of this, I've gotten a real like appreciation for, like I was telling you.
I totally agree.
Being from the land that my dad was born on, like, not the hospital, but like being able to cultivate hemp, which was unheard of.
With your family.
With my family on the land that is my family's. So that's huge. And that in itself taught me just, you got to make sacrifices. So with that being sacrifices, I have to know I'm not going to be there all the time. So who's people that will be there? So Alabama A&M is university. It's within like 30 miles, so they can come over to the farm at any time.
Right.
They can come in really like people that are studying and want to progress the plant itself have a natural environment. We have natural springs on the property.
Wow.
It's like super amazing organic soil that's just been a forest for like a long time, and a few trees were put out of the way, and now we're growing hemp, which can really actually heal the soil and help the air.
Which is all sun. So it's all sun grown, by the way.
All living soil.
Living soil. That's incredible.
Yeah, super organic growth. So sometimes we have
nutrient
great stuff.
rich.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We have to fight the weeds.
Yeah.
We have. We don't. It's on a hillside, so we have a lot of just natural, fights that. It's not your ideal like boom flat row.
Okay.
It's still
so
beautiful.
You've got hurdles.
Yeah, it's like it's a hillside. I actually go to the top and watch our sunset because when it's growing, it's the most beautiful top of the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
And you look down and you got all your rows and the lush greens and the sun is setting.
Oh my God, that sounds stunning.
The most beautiful. And then the rest of the farm where the animals and the barn is all down below.
Wow.
So you kind of have a perspective. But that, like, moments like that of just like never being that person to really consume because of the stigma, and then going to the place where you're growing and cooking and consuming and even sharing consumption with your family is really, really cool. So I got to say, let's not just be in LA, let's not just be in Alabama, let's be where this highway can really be important to like communicate the message of what's going on, the message of what can be happening, how to kind of progress certain things, who to progress certain things with.
Exactly.
We were talking earlier about how to get like, people in those places of support. Farmers have like this crazy, farmers are almost social equity too. It's really, it's like, it's really bad and just not having access to certain, the puzzle pieces. You were talking about the puzzle. And that's what a lot of pieces are needed. In those communities of agriculture, of rural living, just not knowledge and not access to things like affordable cannabinoids that can be really beneficial, not clean things. It's a process, but that's what we're working hard to break it. I'm looking forward to making, getting people out to the farm. I think that's a real thing.
I'm like, I was low key like, how, like, can I scheme on? Can we do like a group trip out there or something? Like, can we do a field trip? Because I mean, that would be magical, especially like the picture you're painting. It seems beautiful, and so I would love to see that in real life at some point. Like, I'm definitely down to do like a group field trip out there.
I love it. We're gonna make that
plants.
happen. We gotta make that happen. My buddy and I have been talking about doing some like yoga and camping retreats out there. So
oh my God, sign me up.
Camping, like, and get out there.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, we got all the animals like chickens, pigs, horses, cows.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Goats.
Okay, wait a second. So then, what was it like for you to talk with your parents about all of this? What was that transition like? Because were they always okay with that?
No.
Okay.
We grew up in the church. My granddad's a pastor, a Baptist minister. My grandma lived in the church. Like, we always were there. So grew up super religious and in the Bible Belt. So kind of thinking that it was a wrong thing. So I never smoked, drank, cursed, any of that stuff really in front of my parents. So it was a process of both of them going through their own types of cancer in the last 12 years of being in LA, and taking them CBD tinctures and balms and chocolates, and like my dad being like, "This ain't gonna get me high, is it?" Yeah. And like, cause he just seeing the person that I was becoming, and like knowing how I advocate for being able to like take care of your body with herbs and with like natural medicine, and so I started telling him, 2018 came and the farm bill passed that hemp was federally legal, and it's like, we have all this land out here that the animals are grazing, so we can just take a little bit and grow the stuff that we used to pay $75 for a couple of ounces at these dispensaries for like balms, and like really experiment and make other things, and then telling them about Hempcrete, which is like a structure builder that you can make super strong generational buildings, and like really change the game, and like access to not just money but really building legacy and really building on the things that he was born on that land. So kind of ways that I was really enthusiastic about agriculture, and having a plan that we could execute. So kind of called them, and was already kind of far in the process before I really introduced it to him. I called one of my buddies, and I was looking for an attorney in the space that could like be our cannabis lawyer. I just knew we needed a lawyer already. Yeah. And he's like, well, my mom's a lawyer. What are we looking into doing? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to do hemp. I'm trying to do this cannabis thing. And I told him the plan, with the international highway and everything. And he's like, well, me and my dad are looking into it to the point where we want to buy some land to do hemp as well.
Wow, okay.
So that was one of my childhood friends. So the puzzle pieces kind of were coming together.
They just start, no,
they were coming together.
Dude, that's so what it's about. And I love hearing, because like, you are the type of person who really does bring people together. Mm-hmm. And so especially like the fact that you had that vision and then executed it. I mean, like, Natasha was just on and we were talking about how there's something about this place, about LA, and like, everyone has dreams, but like it takes something special to actually do them.
I agree. It takes like just that kind of I consider it unlearning all the time. Because,
oh my God, yes.
Especially now, like,
yes.
If we live in this phone generation, there's people that have never been alive for like no cell phones, and they just
Isn't
think that's
wild?
like a thing that we just dive into. Yeah. It's okay to like ignore people, and people is really big for me just based on where I'm from. Because on the farm, you get no service on your cell phone. So you're really interacting with people, with nature, with the animals, with yourself.
Yeah.
And being able to like, tap into those things, I kind of consider myself self-aware.
Yeah.
And like I like to share that with others.
I think that's a good thing.
Really good thing to be able to be is self-aware.
A lot of people aren't,
and
they're aware of. They're like,
they like, just be like, I don't. And I'm like, what? You can't just
people
not
say they don't. Dude, okay.
You can't not insert not. You just change that about yourself, or you focus on.
I can't I don't want to like. There was an experience I had. No, and it's not. I just don't want to like. This is not my story. It's someone else's. So I'm trying to think of a way quickly that I can share it that isn't like too telling.
Gotcha.
But basically, I was in a situation where someone knew they weren't self-aware. Like they were like, I don't know if and I was just like, it blew my mind because I was like, how. I don't know. Like, you think that if you also knew that, you would, like, go for, like, the answer, you know?
Yeah.
And
I'm
so
solution-based. So you want to be able, if the moment I know, I want to work on it. Not even just fix it, but I want to be aware of it.
Yeah.
And so if I'm not self-aware, the moment I'm aware that I'm not self-aware, I'm kind of instantaneously self-aware. Whether I want it to be positive or negative, it's already done.
Cannabis helps so much with that. Cannabis will tell you when you, like, if you are... I've realized, sorry, now I got tangential, but like, dude, it all comes back because like when I'm there's like happy, giggly high and you're like, yeah, but then there's also that high where you're like, man, I'm fucking up, a little bit. And like, it's the little like weed friend that comes out. Because the thing is, I had to learn that this was not a bad thing. Like, it's kind of like when if you've ever done like delved into like the psychedelic realm, like, like it's kind of like a bad trip thing or something, or kind of along those lines, where I think it just makes you aware of things that you already subconsciously know that you're not really like on your path, or, you're not doing what you need to be doing, and the things you have anxiety about, I think that comes up as something that maybe you need to address. Now, also, just by the way, asterisk, I have just been stupid fucking high and anxious and just needing some help, and there's nothing going on, and I just need some water and to go to bed.
I completely agree in that regard. Like, I kind of, on that self-aware process, I kind of came to the realization that, like, to me, and honestly, in existence, there isn't really even good and bad, because that all comes in a perspective of like where you are in the
There's
room
duality
and what information that you have. Duality completely exists. So like knowing that, and especially knowing that for self, and providing like self with grace, but also other people with grace. So every interaction that you come into, like not letting it be so critical, like, knowing that it happened, and like that it happened, but it wasn't good or bad. It was just a thing that happened. You can't like really insert your assumptions on what the before that happened or before the after that happened, because things will change, and like things are changing constantly.
There's a shift.
So like knowing that nothing was personal.
Right.
This is like people's lives are their lives, and you might be like, the tissue in somebody's life for one moment, but like, that tissue could be like something, tissue was a hot commodity for a minute.
Oh my God, yeah. No, dude, I totally agree with all of that. And like, I mean, I don't even know where that came from, but we can tie it back.
No, it's funny. It's so funny. I try to not be like this super toxically positive person all the time, but even to say like
mindset is everything.
Mindset is everything.
Oh my God, like this also sounds kind of crazy. Okay, we're about to get on my spiritual.
Because I got another one. I got a whole other one.
We're about to get on some spiritual stuff, but I think mind control is so real, but it's about your mind because you have full control. And I think so many people, and I got this way too, I lost control a little bit. And not that I lost control. I thought that's what it was, but I made it seem like I didn't have the controls. Like,
I understand.
But you do always have that choice.
Even whenever you give up control, you're still having control.
Exactly.
So like,
that's an active choice.
That's an active choice. I'm doing that. One thing that I like, I live by these super simple things. And another one that I live by is just knowing that like shit is going to happen. It's going to be good shit. It's going to be bad shit. But like, if like you have your phone in your schedule, you got your schedule in your house, like you live by a chart, boom, shit is going to happen good and bad. When shit that happens bad, that shit don't even hurt you because you can be like, boom, I already knew you were coming. I was waiting on you. And you can't even hurt my day because I was sitting here literally smoking a blunt waiting on you to happen. Yeah. Whether you come in a text message version of like some shitty news, whether you come as like anything, if you just perspective of mine, you know that there will be good things and there will be bad things. Boom, it's going to be okay. This wasn't a personal thing. Even the person that tried to make it personal couldn't succeed because I already knew that it was coming and it wasn't personal. This was on my schedule of life, and this helps me get through in a way that is like,
So that's this tattoo. Because when I said everything's cyclical, so like, there's like some, honestly, like this is not original and I'm not going to pretend like it is. There was like this bracelet forever ago that became super popular but like, that's kind of what this is from. And but it's important.
Okay.
So
I love that.
Everything is cyclical. You have your ups and your downs and those are always going to happen. But everything in between is up to you. And so you have that power.
I love that.
The only constant is change.
Yep.
And so you have to just, you can either flow with it or you can fight it. But either way, you're going to end up
cyclical.
Back around.
Right back there.
Yeah.
So make it happy. For me, make it positive, make it productive, make it happy, like make it count.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And
that's dope. Is that a heart on the inside?
No, it's just I've had it for so long because it's just bleeding.
Nope.
But
I can only see a piece of it. So
no, it's a fun one. So yeah.
Okay. Any more tattoos?
I have a cross on my back, and that was kind of like my rebellious tattoo because I went to Catholic school. Like I was raised like half religious. Like we didn't really go to church, but I went to Catholic school, and my mom would be like, "Well, we should go to church." And it was kind of an on and off thing. Yeah. And so like, we went to church like every other day. I was like, do we need to go again?
What's going on? Yeah, no, I get it.
So the cross on my back was a little rebellious, but the meaning of it has kind of shifted over time because I have a different like relationship, I guess, with like a higher power that I've developed. And so yeah, and so, the meaning of it at first was like, I don't even almost want to say it because it's so offensive. And like, I already got in trouble for like a religious piece of content. No, people would be like, oh my God, they're going to be like, Liz almost died on this podcast and then she's just going to burn in hell and like, blah.
If you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
If you want to. If not, we don't. We can talk.
All right,
off
so
podcast.
I put it on my back because I was like, I'll wear my cross on my back just like Jesus.
Okay. Got you.
Just to be like petty.
Yeah, super rebellious.
Which is like, who does that? Who does that? A 20-year-old.
Exactly.
Like
it's not about the person, it's about the age. You progress and it's all good because it's at moments like this, you get to really say those types of things about how the journey got to what it is.
But yeah, it's different now, and I have a different appreciation looking back on those experiences. I have a different relationship with like a higher power, and I also have just been on kind of like my own spiritual push, and so I feel like the meaning of it has just shifted a bit, and I have like new respect for it and what that means to also other people. It's like outside myself now.
I got my first tattoo when I was 18 with my friends from high school. And then as I grew and got super muscular in college, it got crazy looking because it was small. I tried to hide it.
Yeah.
So in college, I got a bigger one to hide that or to cover it up. And so I have a big Jesus piece on my side.
Oh,
Jesus
shit.
on the cross on the side.
Yeah, you went like all for it. Yeah. Wow.
And then I come to LA and I have this like, self-realization, self-awareness, and just going to church, seeing how churches are, and then just kind of just being able to find spirituality for self.
Right.
And it's funny, like the part that I would say that is offensive that I say, if you share mine, I'll share yours.
Okay.
It was like, now the most appropriate thing is like, they call that black song. He's like, you don't even believe in Jesus.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's not that I don't believe in Jesus, but I find myself to be more of a spiritual power of a God, or like, I'm aware of Christianity. I know like the part that it played in my life.
Yeah.
I'm very much like a spiritual more so than like religious.
I feel that. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, oh my God, dude, this has been awesome. I've lost track of time. We're going to have to wrap up soon. You've got like 2 minutes to tell me about some of the stuff that's in your bag. And then I want you to tell people how to find you on your website, Instagram, and then I will let you go.
Yeah, let's do it. I got in my bag. I'll show you. I brought a few things because I wanted to make sure that I brought stuff to keep you busy.
Ooh.
So we got the Ball Family Farms.
That smelled insane and looks insane.
That's Biko. That's also a black woman-owned brand.
Ooh.
Viola, we got some concentrate.
Viola concentrate.
That's
this Biko is beautiful. Where can I find this?
That's at Gorilla RX, another black woman-owned dispensary on Crenshaw. Got to keep your tips. The hemp
gotta have tips. Tammy had these too.
Yeah, I love those. CBD. CBD tincture. Got to keep that CBD tincture because that's the balance.
Yeah.
Like, I bring that, and I've actually saved a few people at some events. Ooh. CBD balm for the cramps. Almora if we're inside and can't really do too much smoking.
Dude.
Clicks.
The clicks.
You want some of that?
Those are I'm a pretty big fan of this. So the clicks for audio listeners, it's this like here, I'll give you some more ASMR.
And it's tasty. It's like a banaka.
Tasty. It's like a Listerine spray. Dude, this is a set. Thank you so much for sharing. I've tried this.
This King's Arrow is crazy.
Stupid good.
Watermelon mimosa.
Yeah.
Some homegrown stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got a lot of stuff. Some more Ball Family Farm.
This is like Mary Poppins.
Some weed. This is my favorite. Just because the branding is just
that is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty on point.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, my last thing.
Okay, last thing.
Because my friend just brought it back for me from Morocco. So cute.
Oh, whoa. That is so sick. It's like
a
this hand-carved wooden little pipe.
Yep.
That's incredible. That's beautiful. Wow. Yep. Oh, gotta have my highs. I love my highs. That's stunning.
That's a nice little stir in. Yeah, that was a little basic bring in. Oh, of course.
Yeah, I love it.
Coffee and Kush.
Ooh, gotta have coffee and Kush.
And they're about to drop pre-rolls.
Really?
Look at this. Look how beautifully it's rolled and it smells.
Let's see it.
ASMR.
Oh, shit.
It's like beautiful.
And it smells really good.
It smells really good.
Glass
that's the black.
Little tip.
That's the black.
Damn.
I love
that's
the black.
So nice.
All
right. Well, this was an awesome show. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of this, sharing resources. I'll have a bunch of links below. Definitely check them out. Follow Ganja Guru 2 on Instagram and find his website,
GanjaGuruOfficial.com.
Hell yeah. And, throw all the support and love his way. Thank you again. And I'll see you next time on Send Us Flowers.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Yes. Thank you for having me. Yes.